When I first met Edward, I was surprised too, because the picks were super thin. Like you could snap it in half. You know?
Okay.
But they're great for pick slides. They're way better than anything else. You know. So like if we could test it. If you have any other picks around, we could do pick slides, and you could see.
Hold on.
Yeah, we could test some different ones.
Oh, I only have nylon picks in here, Dweezil.
Well, we can try one. Yeah.
I don't know if those are heavy or not.
It's
I like
pretty
to use
heavy.
light picks too.
Yeah, this is probably like just about a standard heavy, maybe.
Yeah. That's a heavy for sure.
Okay, yeah, this one's definitely way heavier. All right, so pick slides. Let's start with heavy. Let's just see how this goes. All right, so. That's the less heavy.
Way more top end. Oh yeah.
Way better.
Way better. Okay, what is the proper way to do a pick slide? The left-hand slide is important.
Yeah, it's part of it. I mean, that's the way the Van Halen pick slides go.
Okay, so let's...
So, like, a pick slide is really dependent on the tone that you have, and you'll know if you have a good tone for a pick slide if you can already just hear it doing this stuff.
Yeah.
If you're not really hearing enough of that detail, it's not going to sound good.
Right.
You know, it'll sound more like that kind of sound, which is not as cool as.
Oh yeah.
You know, that's like a jet engine. You know.
Yes.
So, but you get a little bit of both. You have to like slide and then slide the left hand. But if you do the one where it's the up the neck and then back down, like. You know, that's the way, you know.
I love that.
So that's what sounds good. But look at how beat up that is already.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, if you zoom in on that.
Yeah, that is really...
That's why you saw Ed with like 1 million picks on his guitars, because he was constantly throwing them out. Because if you suddenly start playing that way, it'll catch on the string.
I'd like to take a second to talk to you about this channel. This is actually Rick Beato 2. I've had it since the beginning of my main channel, and many of you are not subscribed. As a matter of fact, 87% of the people that watch this channel regularly are not subscribed. So I encourage you to hit the subscribe button on this channel and on my main channel. This will help me get even more of my dream guests and help continue to grow both channels. Thank you.
There's a real big difference when picking like this, because here's a good example. If I play Ain't Talking About Love and I play it normal. Now I'm going to hold it different. The palm muting is totally different. The articulation is totally different. So, versus, so it's a huge difference, and it really is like you have more of a plucky motion, and then you have all this extra ability to mute because your hand is in a different spot. So all of that makes a big difference when you're trying to play in a way that sounds like Edward's playing.
Were you asking him, hey, what are you doing there? Or were you just sitting right next to him and just watching?
So yeah, I would ask him stuff, and he would play it, and then he would show me again. And I could barely play, you know. I mean, I'd been playing for less than a year at that point, you know. But I was trying to do little things, and you know, that I heard from the records, and so he would show like how he did the tapping. Now I ended up not doing it exactly the way he did, because you know he would do it where it was like this kind of upward, but I pushed down that way. He plucked and pulled up.
Interesting.
Yeah. So versus. So there's a slight touch difference, but for me, like in terms of my own playing, it was just easier to get the note to ring out if I pulled down versus pull up. But he pulled up, and if you watch Wolfgang, he pulls up too.
Right.
So that's you know,
that's the Van Halen way.
That's the family way.
Yeah.
But he wasn't a guy that picked every note. He just had finesse about how he did everything with the rhythm and with the note choice and the vibrato. It was all about a personality and a voice on the instrument versus just technique, because it wouldn't have mattered to him if he picked every note. You know, he had a lot of things that were hammer on, pull off, you know, somewhere, anywhere in between. And he had this percussive ability in his playing to make things just, I don't know, they just grab you with it's the personality that is there. You can't define it unless it's so natural for him. It's not even a thought. Like when he's playing his music, it sounds the way it does because he's just like a puppy running in a field. It's like that easy for him to play that stuff. It wasn't, you see him, he's jumping, he's doing all kinds of stuff. It was not hard for him to play the songs because it's like, that's just how it goes.
He uses some really unique notes, the like half-step things that a lot of people do not use. Just even an eruption, like when you go to the first part where you go up.
Oh yeah, the high part, yeah.
Yeah, the high part. So
yeah, if you think of just regular pentatonic, like here's just, you know, A minor, right? And then the next version of pentatonic would be the major, right? But F sharp, he would look at it as. So what he did was he just took both of those and he put them on one string. So you got, and so now you get into this area where it's, and then he has things that he would do like, so when you have this, that kind of thing, that's where you're talking about like the weird half steps.
Yeah. Yes.
That kind of stuff is where he really turned everybody's ear, like, because it's notes that you're like, well, that's not right, but it sounds great.